Everyone. My name is Jessica and welcome to Artificial Synapse Media. In this video, we're going to be starting a new series on how to use automation tools like Make to streamline your news generation process. Um, Now imagine you have a team of AI agents that work 24/7 to gather, analyze, write, or even down to publish your news articles without you having to do all of that. Cool, right? We're going to be walking you through the process, making use of Make automation. Make is a visual automation platform that allows users to connect apps, automate workflows, or streamline tasks without having to write complex codes. It makes use of scenarios that contains or consist of um, triggers, actions, filters or conditions, connections, but we'll get into more of that in our upcoming video. Right now, I just want to give you a rundown of the automation process, and this was designed on Mirror, and we are currently on Mirror's interface. So we had a total of 10 scenarios that consist of the news extraction, the news transformation, which is further divided into three phases. We have the news generation, further divided into three phases, video publishing, and then we have the weekly summary. So we're just going to go straight into the news extraction. So, for our news articles, our sources, our two major sources were websites and Twitter or X. So we had to gather the URLs, the website URLs of where we want to be clicked or sourcing our news from, and then we put them on a table on Airtable. So Airtable is a cloud-based data form that stores, organizes, or manages your data in a highly visual and collaborative way. I'm going to be walking you through the interface in our next video, but we store the URLs on Airtable, and then on X we made a list that consists of all the handles that we want to be extracting news from. So you would want to get handles that post news regularly or people that post news regularly and curate a list that consists of all their handles in there. So that's what we did. And then we made use of a tweet scraper and a web scraper from Apify. So Apify scraped from the Twitter list and then from the URLs on Airtable. Yeah, so Apify monitors and scrapes news from the web URLs using keywords. Apify monitors and scrapes news from Twitter and then stores all the news it gathers or everything it gathers into Airtable. Then we filter script content to eliminate previously published news stored in Airtable, pass content to ChatGPT with a custom prompt defining newsworthiness. So we want to know if this tweet it scraped is newsworthy enough, or this article we got from the website is it newsworthy enough, and then if it is newsworthy, we store them on another table on Airtable. So going into the transformation stage of phase one, ChatGPT critiques the newsworthy content, gives directions, and raises questions. Then Perplexity AI does a research to answer the criticisms raised and provides feedback. Then ChatGPT goes ahead to draft a long form article based off of the critic, the feedback it gets, and then it creates a CEO optimized title for the article, stores everything in Airtable, and then notifies an editor on Team, a human editor on Teams for review. Then this human editor goes through this article that ChatGPT has generated, and checks if there are any corrections to be made. If there are, the editor leaves comments or a comment as the need may be, as the case may be, leaves comments, and then Make goes to retrieve those comments and then stores it on Airtable. Then ChatGPT generates another article based off of the comments that the editor left on Teams, and then stores it on Airtable and then sends the updated article back to Teams for review, the second review. And if there are still corrections to be made, the loop continues. But if the editor feels the article is okay enough, he or she approves it and then sends the approved ID and version ID to another channel on Teams. Then the third phase of news transformation, Make also goes to get the approved ID and version of the article and then chunks it into as many ideas as the number of images we want to generate for the article. So in our case, we wanted to generate 3 images. So the idea was we have the title, the first image, the first chunk, the second image, the second chunk, the third image, the third chunk. That was the idea we had that's how we wanted our news articles to look like. So we went ahead to divide our article into 3 parts, and then we sent a prompt to ChatGPT to generate, or we told ChatGPT to generate prompts based off of each chunk that we divided the article into. So it was able to generate 3 prompts for us for each chunk, and then those prompts were later sent down to Leonardo to generate images. Then we uploaded the images to blob storage using Azure function, and then we stored the full article, the title, the chunks, that's the 3 parts, the 3 images, and the blob storage URL for the images on Airtable. And then just to get a view or a feel of what the article is going to look like, because we ended up posting on Medium and then on Twitter, but just to get a view of what the article would end up looking like, we had to make use of Notion. So we posted everything on Notion to get a view, like I said earlier, and then we posted Notion link on Airtable. We saved it on Airtable. Then ChatGPT generates a weekly summary with, for each article that it generates, each approved article, it generates a summary that's going to be used at the end of the week. We'll talk about that later, and then it saves that on Airtable. So that is all for the news transformation phase. So the next phase is the news generation phase. The video generation phase, ChatGPT drafts a social media script of 15 character limits based using the approved article that it gets. It generates SEO optimized social media title, generates YouTube video description that's going to get posted to YouTube, then saves everything on Airtable, and then sends a message back to Teams to notify the editor that a script has been generated, we need your review. It's the same process with the articles. Then the human goes, reads through, are there any corrections? If there are, he or she sends the comments, then a new script is generated. If there are no errors, it is approved and sent to another channel. It's the same idea with the articles, human in the loop. So to generate the video, Make goes to Teams, get this approved ID, and then sends the script to HeyGen. HeyGen generates a video and stores the video ID on Airtable. So down to news publishing, HeyGen also retrieves these new videos that it has generated, saves it on Airtable, and then pushes it also to YouTube alongside the description and the title for publishing. So now the weekly summary, for every summary it generates for every article, every approved article, at the end of the week, it compiles everything into one long form article and then posts so that you can post for the end of every week. So that's just a rundown of the whole process. It may look a little bit confusing right now, but once we get into the video proper, it will be a lot more understandable. So thank you for watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.